Hello everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. This is me, ERD's Teaches. I want to thank you guys for supporting my channel, for supporting me all this while. For those of you that have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to support my channel and like and share the videos to others. And don't forget to put on that notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified of it. So today in our tutorial, we're going to learn how to draft a basic pant, that's female pants. So that is trouser. There are many ways to achieve it, and the way I'm going to teach you today now is the plumb method. If you use the plumb method to draft a basic female pants, you will not regret it, because it's one of the best methods of drafting the female pants. So now for today's tutorial, these are the measurements that we need. When you're taking the measurement for your pants, you take your waist measurement, your waist to hip measurement, your waist to crotch measure, your crotch depth, your waist to thigh measurement, your waist measurement, the full length of your trouser, and the folding allowance. When you are done doing that, the next thing we will now do is we will now input our measurement. Like the round waist is 30, the round hip measurement is 40, the round thigh is 23, the round knee is 16, and the round ankle is 13. So now let's go to the cutting table. Now when you are drafting a pant, you will decide whether it's going to have a band or not. If it's having a band, you know that the average standard for band is 1.5 inches. So that 1.5 inches, you remove it from the measurement when you are taking the measurement. So but now we are going to remove 1 inch instead of 1.5. We are leaving half. That half will stand as a joining allowance of the trouser. That's why you see here I've marked this green line. This green line I marked, look at it, is 1/2 inch here. So I'm going to put my tape on this green line like this. That's I'm removing 1 inch. From there I will get my waist to hip. The waist to hip I'm working with is 8 inches. That is here. Then the waist to the crotch depth I'm working with is 11 inches. That is here. Then the waist to the knee. The waist to knee is 21 inches here. Then from there I'll get my full, like I told you, it's not complete. It's supposed to be 37 inches here. Then I'll add 2 inches folding allowance. So let me just use 35 here. Then so this place now will serve as a folding in allowance. So this is it. All these 2 points now I'm going to turn it to a straight line. Okay, before I turn it to straight line, I'm going to measure 1 inch here. This 1 inch will come back to this 1 inch I'm measuring at. I measure it all through to the down. We will come back to it in the course of this tutorial. So this 1 inch I measure now, turn it down, right? It's from that point that we'll start to input our measurements. Okay, you can see I've ruled everything to straight line. Now we are going to input our hip measurement. So remember, the hip measurement we are working with is 40 inches. So now we are going to divide it by 4. That will give us 10 inches. So at this hip line now, that's here, I'm going to input from this line. All our measurements start from this green line here. So I'm going to input my 10 inches now. This place. I will input it all through to the hem line. I will input 10 inches all through to the hem line. I'll put 10 inches. So I'm going to connect all the points together now with a straight ruler this way. Remember, what I did now is that I input my hip line all through down. So now, the next thing I'm going to do now is that I will have to mark all these lines to meet the hip line. Okay, see what we have now. This is the waistline, the hip line, the crotch depth line, the knee line, the ankle, and the folding allowance. Now, this my hip line that I input here, remember, is 10 inches. I'm going to find the mid of this 10 inches, which is 5 inches. So I have to mark it down the way I did at the hip that time, 5 inches down. So this is my 5 inch here. So now I'm going to use my straight ruler like I did before to connect the points together. I hope you are seeing what I'm doing. This thing I'm doing is not pattern drafting. No, you can draft it direct on your fabrics. This is not pattern drafting. So now that I've gotten this, now this we have is just our hip measurement all through. So the next thing I'm going to now is to input our measurements. So I'm working with waist 30. Waist 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. So 7.5 divided by 2, because I'm going to centralize the 7.5. I'm going to centralize it on this line. So 7.5 divided by 2 should be 3 3/4. So now I put my tape like this. This is 3 3/4, and this is my 7.5. So what I will do now, this is my 3 3/4 point here, and this is my 7.5 here. You see it? From here to here is 7.5. Now I've centralized it. Now, if you are using that for your trouser, it will be 7.5 plus 1 inch here. That you also centralize it. By the time you remove your that, it will balance to your waist measurement. So now, this is our hip. We are not touching it because this we have already measured the hip already. So now in this our crotch depth line, we are going to input our thigh measurement there. So the thigh measurement I'm working with is 23. You know that thigh measurement, we divide it by 2 inches. So thigh measurement 23 divided by 2 inches will be 11.5. So I'm going to measure 11.5 on this my crotch depth line here. I'm going to measure my 11.5 here. So this is my 11.5 point here. I will extend it. I will extend the line to that 11.5. So this is it. Now, on our knee, the round knee we are working with is 16. The knee also we are going to divide it by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. So that 8 we are also going to centralize it here, 4 on each side. From this line, that is the work of, this is the plumb line. So on this line you put your 4 there. You measure 4 on the right and 4 on the left, 8 inches. So on the ankle, that's your hem line, your full length. The ankle I'm working with is 13 inches. Round ankle is 13 inches. So this 13 inches, I'm also dividing it by 2. So when I will divide, I'll get 6.5. That 6.5, I'm going to also centralize it. It will be 3 1/4. So I bring my tape to the 3 1/4 point here. I'll mark here. I'll come to the 6.5 point here. I'll mark. I'll do the same on the folding line. I'll mark here. I also mark at the 6.5 line. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to connect the points. So first, I will start here. From my knee to my folding, I'll just use a straight ruler, a straight line. This way. I'll also do same here. Then I will use my hip curve If you don't have, you can also use your free hand and connect from this point here to my knee. To my knee, I'll connect from here this way. That's it. So on this point also, I will connect to this place with my hip curve. Remember, okay, from this side now, I will connect to my hip. From here now, I will connect to my hip. So I will do this way. You remember the hip, we didn't go in, we didn't touch the hip measurement. So from there now, I will connect this way. You see it? Our trouser is forming. So from this hip also, I will connect to my waist. I'll put it this, we didn't touch on this side, we didn't touch both the crotch depth line and the hip line, we didn't touch it. So I'm starting from the hip like this. I will now connect to my waistline, to my curve ruler. If you don't have curve ruler, you can use your free hand. It's not must. See our trouser. Then from this point also, I will connect to my crotch depth line with a curve to form my crotch. This is our front block for the trouser. Now, this is from so the next thing we are going to do now, remember this 1 inch I marked here, I said we will fall back to it now. This is the time to use it. So what I will do now, I'm going to add 3/4 inch from here to the end. So I will come at this waistline here. I will mark my 3/4 inch here. At the hip line, I'll mark my 3/4 inch here. I will also mark it here. Then at this knee also, I will mark my 3/4 inch here. At the hem, I will mark my 3/4 inch. So I'm going to connect the points together. So the same way I did before, I will draw from on this side now. I put my hip curve this way and connect to this side. From this point to this point, I will also step it to this point. Then I will also come to this point. From here, I can use a straight ruler from here to this point. You see it? Then I'll connect it to my full length or hem line. So this is it. This is the only allowance that we are adding on this front block now. So our front block is ready now. We are going to cut it out. So watch me. I want to show you how to cut out so that it will be equal. On this line here, on this hem, I will first cut from this line small here so that I can be able to fold this place in this way. So that I can be able to fold it in like this. So then I will now cut from here this way. Then I'm cutting from this allowance I just added now. I'll cut from here. Why I'm cutting this way is so that when you want to fold it, it will be, see, it will be poor. If you don't cut it, it will not. Look at this small, like 1/4 inches here, 1/4 inches added here. So we will now cut our front block this way. So remember, we will extend it to this ½ inch I left here for joining. Like I told you, this is not pattern drafting. This is, you can draft it directly to your on your fabric. So I'll come here, I'll cut this way. If I'm drafting it, if I'm making it for a customer, what I did on this paper is what I will do on my fabric. Is because I want you to see it very clear. That's why I'm using this paper. So this is our front block now. Now we are going to make our back. Now to the back, I have placed it on other fabrics. The only different thing that we are going to do here now is we are going to add allowance at the front. That's the only thing. So now this our front block, we are supposed to come down from this point now by 1 inch here, by 1 inch. Why I didn't come down that time is because I don't want you to get confused. We'll come down this way, we'll connect it this way to this point. So now at this because this 1 inch we came down with, we are going to cut it off. So now for the back block now, we are supposed to put 2 inches. So I'm putting my measuring tape from that point of 1 inch I came down with. We measure 2 inches up for the back block. Have you seen it? So we will connect this point to this point first. So now I'm going to use my ruler to connect it from that point to this our point here of our front bodies this way. See it? Then the 1 inch that I went down with, I will also connect it from here this way to the same point, because I'm going to cut it out. See, it will not affect this side. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to put our allowance. At this crotch point here, I'm going to put 3 inches. Oh, this is not up to 3 inches. Okay, I've extended it so that it will give me what I want. 3 inches. This is the 3 inches point now. So I'm going to mark it. This is the 3 inches here. At the knee here, I'm going to put 2 inches at the knee. This is the 2 inches. At the full length, that is here. Because of the paper, this is the folding allowance. So I'm putting here. When you are drafting, you will get the one that will carry the total length. So also at this point, I will also put 2 inches here. So now I'm going to connect. Okay, now we are going to connect the points now. So at this point, I'll connect from here, from this point to this point. This way. Then from here, I'll connect to this 3 inches point here. From here, I'll connect to here. Then I will connect from here, from this point to this point. Then from there, I will come down straight with my straight line this way. This is it for the back. So I will also extend this line here. why we raise this bar is to avoid exposing our back, like when we sit down or when we enter bike or motor, so that our trouser will not be going down. So after connecting it, I will from here trace this front this way, and also from here trace it down. We are not adding anything on this side of the front, the back pattern. We just trace exactly what we have. Remember, we are just using the paper length. So now the next thing I will do now is to cut it out. I remove the front this way and now cut this out. This is it. Remember what we did at the front. I said I folded it here, but because this is not the complete length, I will not do it here. So when you are making it on your fabric, please remember to fold it in before you cut. So I'll cut this way. And I'll cut also here. I'll bring it to this side. These are the only allowance you need to add. You don't need to add another allowance when you are drafting your female pants. Okay. Like I told you, this is not pattern. This is exactly what, if I'm making it for a client, this is exactly how I draft it on my fabrics. So this is the back pattern and this is our front pattern. So this brings us to the end of this tutorial. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel to support me. Please don't forget to put on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you.